Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Meg.
Hey guys, welcome back, and at long last, I gotta talk about Wonder Woman. Now, I have been waiting for a long time to talk about this movie because first time I seen it, I was blown away. So much so that there were so much thoughts in my head that I don't know how to process it. There is a lot of surprising things that I see in this movie that I didn't expect, even with the overwhelming praise of the critics. Now, I'm not the kind of person that loves to jump on the bandwagon to say I love something or I really hate something. This is the reason why I chose to watch this movie again, and I loved it even better. Not only I would say this is the best movie DCEU have to offer, but I would like to say this is one of the best comic book movie I've ever seen. This is the origin story to Wonder Woman. She was raised in an island where there's all Amazonian female warriors. They lived in peace and harmony for centuries until one day a pilot, Steve Travers, played by Chris Pine, crash landed in the ocean. And after rescue him and fight off the incoming invaders, Diana learned that World War I is happening and millions of people are dying because of it. Against the wishes of her mother, Diana decides to go with Steve Travers and save people from the blood. The casting in this movie was perfect. There was a lot of protest against Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman due to her inexperience in acting and the fact the only occupation she had before acting was modeling. But I feel like Gal Gadot nailed the role pretty well. There's a lot of honesty in her character, and all her feelings and emotions feels very genuine. They don't feel like being staged or choreographed. Also, Chris Pine did an amazing job in this movie. And after seeing him being James T. Kirk in Star Trek, I start to realize how good of an actor he really is. In a movie dominated by female characters, his character didn't play it off like a sidekick or just a weak man. Both of them are equal, they have their strengths and weaknesses, and they compensate each other throughout the movie. Which brings me to the humor of this movie. There are a lot of them, but they were very natural, and they're not played for laughs, but more for character development. Also, the supporting cast are really good too. They have memorable personalities, and there's a sense of camaraderie between them. There were no disposable characters in this film, and you root for every one of them. Also, the action sequences were amazing. Yes, they are influenced by Zack Snyder because he is the producer of this movie. But in my opinion, they were much well done. Gal Gadot has training in martial arts, and she did most of her stunts. There were times when I see her in action that I cannot tell whether it's her stunt double or herself, because the action choreographed is really amazing. There were a few CGI fights, but most of them are realistic. What I love about this movie is the writing. The dialogues were very natural yet very thought-provoking to my surprise. Unlike other versions of Wonder Woman, this movie made her very grounded, but not in a grounded way as in dark and broody. This is a very cheerful and uplifting movie. Diana is a very naive person when coming to the world. She had a black and white perspective on things. There were a lot of things in the real world she doesn't understand. Chris Pine has to be that guy. And there were dialogues are very intriguing and somewhat philosophical. But once again, it doesn't come out like it was forced. It was very natural. Sounds like something you and I would say on a daily basis. The movie had some feminism themes, but it was not overplayed. This is a very equal movie, and they played it like genderless. In the movie, they keep on referring to things like world of men, but here, man doesn't refer to male, rather than mankind. The talk is less about whether men and women should be equal or not, but rather how we as mankind improve the world to make it a better place, and what is right or wrong. It makes the movie timeless and relevant to all time periods, and there were a lot of emotions involved, and towards the end, I was very touched. The only downside were the villains. I felt they could be a little bit more well written. They were very well acted, but I felt like they were very disposable and doesn't leave an impression on me. The end fight had a little bit too much CGI, and there was a twist towards the end which I think they could have handled a little bit better, and certain things the villain did in the final act reminded me of a certain character in Star Wars. In the end, Wonder Woman is a great superhero movie. Definitely one of the best DC Cinematic Universe has to offer. It paved the way for new female superhero movies, and it had a huge rewatch value in my opinion. Overall, I would give Wonder Woman 8.5 out of 10. This is a very good rating considering I gave Logan an 8.9 out of 10, which in my opinion is the best superhero movie probably ever made. And if Wonder Woman is made any time earlier than Logan, I would have put it as my favorite superhero movie of the year. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching my reviews. The next movie review I might be doing is Captain Underpants. I heard a lot of good things about this movie. I didn't read the comics, so I'm curious to see what the fuzz is about. And yes, Castle in the Sky is still in my schedule. I'm preparing a review on it pretty soon. Guys, Wonder Woman, have you seen it? What do you think of it? Please leave a comment below. And if you like my review, please click subscribe. And if you think I'm good, you're pretty good too.